Thank you. Good morning. It's great to be here. Really happy to be a partner of this event and to listen to so many competent and exciting companies. Remember, if you want to invest in any of them, Nordnet's platform is the best way to go. But I'm here to talk about us, not only as a company and as a partner of the event, but also as a firm that is democratizing savings through technology. So what is Nordnet? Well, we are a pan-Nordic platform for savings and investments, and we really are very purpose-driven as a firm. So we exist to democratize savings and investments. And this has been our purpose since we founded the firm back in 1996. What does that mean? It's a big word, democratize. We've argued about it internally. What we mean by that is that we tend to give the tools, access, and information that was beholden large institutions to everyday savers, really enabling them to get the best possible return on their investments. And it's been a very successful strategy. We have over 700 billion of our customers' money on the platform, with 1.7 million customers across our 4 Nordic home markets. And over the last 12 months, they did 60 million trades on exchange. This means we are a pan-Nordic powerhouse and really the #1 domestic broker across the Nordic exchanges, beating out big incumbent banks like Nordea and SEB, and not just by number of trades, but by traded value. We have a #1 position when it comes to customer satisfaction, which we measure through NPS, with a clear #1 rank in Denmark, Finland, Norway, and a very strong #2 in Sweden, which we're about to change, right, Tommy? And finally, we have the #1 market share when it comes to the addressable market among online savings platforms. But to give you a sense of the scale, and because this is a tech conference, I thought I'd take you through a typical day on the Nordnet platform. So I apologize for the busy graph. It's going to get a lot busier. This is showing API calls. So API requests against our platform with requests per second, really spinning up to 20,000 on a typical day just before European markets open. That can go as high as 80, 100,000, like it did when we had the meme stock event back over a year ago. Activity stays high until the US market opens. There's another spike. And then we run at a high request rate until European markets close. Of course, our platform is open until the US closes, but activity is lower. And on a typical day, our customers start logging in, 265,000 daily active users on our app, another 115,000 on the web, and they start putting trades through. On a typical day last year, they did 285,000 trades through our platform, 88,000 of which were cross-border, for a total traded value just north of 7 billion. And also on a typical day, 1,000 new people became customers of Nordnet, and they and existing customers put over 200 million of fresh capital onto the platform. We paid out 23 million loans, and they did some 118 million fund investments. So almost by any metric, whether it's API requests, whether it's customers, whether it's trades, traded value, this is a pretty awesome and scalable platform that we built. What's really driving this and what we see as a main competitive advantage for us is speed. And it's interesting to think about that, to think about speed as a competitive advantage of a way of really beating out competition. And over the last year, we deploy new code onto our web fronts every 2 hours. That's during active trading days. Our app comes out every 5 days on average, and that's counting iOS and Android as 1 release, even though it's 2. And even though it needs to go to Cupertino and Mountain View to get approved in the App Store, right? So in total last year, some 7,600 gyro tickets were released, and that is a totally meaningless number, except to put it in the context that it means we're pretty damn fast. And being fast in itself gives us the confidence, not only the ability, but also the confidence to release early, release often, release iteratively. We can roll forward, roll back, A/B test live, measure the data, and then keep going. And so you don't have to be the best, you just have to be the fastest, because pretty soon you will be the best. Another part of our competitive platform offering is really the PB offering, and that's why we have the PB team here today. You should talk to them over lunch. I think many of you may know that we have an exclusive offering, which really you qualify if you have 2.5 million Swedish. That's you, your spouse, your pension, so it's a hurdle that a lot of customers meet. And that gives you a lot of things for free. It gives you a dedicated PB team that answers the phone in 30 seconds flat. It gives you preferential access to equity research, legal services, events such as this one. And we have many customers joining us today, so welcome. It also gives you preferential commission rates and interest rates. But what not a lot of people do know is we also offer the ability to hold unlisted shares in endowment wrappers, so onoterat i kapitalförsäkring. It's a mouthful. But what it gives you is the ability to really, for entrepreneurs, to build value in a tax-shielded environment. And we're alone in the market to offer this. We have the cheapest mortgage in Sweden, and now also Norway, aimed squarely at our PB customers. And recently we developed the block trade capability, so you can enter or exit large positions without upsetting the market price through algos, either on exchange or through dark pools. And this means, if you remember the 711 number, 711 billion, 310 billion of that, almost half, sits with customers that we classify as private banking or active trading. But Nordnet then as a firm, this is my favorite slide. It sums up the equity story, I'd say, in one single headline. We are taking market share in a growing market. So I sit in on a lot of investor meetings, and some of them, the buy-only guys, they just stand up and leave once they've seen the slide. They're like, that's it, we'll see you in 10 years, we're a buyer. Because as opposed to a lot of other industries, there's an underlying growth in the savings market, 6 to 7% a year. Then you have years like this one, right, when the market is down. But over time, this is a growing market. And as a platform, we're taking share. Some 6% of the Nordic population is customers with us today. 18% of them own stock. You can see how we've doubled our share from 3 to 6% over the last 5 years of a 15 trillion crown market projected to grow to 20 trillion by 2025. And that includes a market expansion into Danish pension. But we have lots of work to do. So, I mean, we have 70% of the equity market, but only 4% of the fund market. And really fund as an asset class and pension as an investment form grow hand in hand. So there's fantastic potential and runway for growth for us within the fund market and within the pension market. And that's why we started our own fund company, and we're pushing pension into Finland and Denmark. It's been, like I say, a profitable strategy. We've had a top-line CAGR of 33% over the last 4 years. And for those CFOs in the audience, we've done that with almost flat costs. So that really proves the operating leverage of the model, with a lot of that top-line growth dropping straight to the bottom line for a fantastic profit CAGR of almost 90%. So as a company, we are positioned to be long-term winners in this market. We have the #1 pan-Nordic digital platform, really the only platform operating at scale in each of the 4 Nordic markets. We have strong, and we've proven now, sustainable growth. Of course, markets like this is difficult for commissions and trading. That's why we're so happy we have an interest rate coming up. So the mix of our income is now shifting more from commissions into net interest income. And that's a really defensive P&L to have that's also diversified across 4 markets. Norway, for example, is just slightly down this year, while the Swedish market has been down 20% and turned around. So having that diversification is key. We have proven operating leverage. We can scale this platform many, many times before adding any cost. And overall, it's a capital-light business model, meaning that a lot of the assets are held off balance sheet because they're owned by our customers, meaning we have to put less equity against it. We can publish outsized ROEs compared to other banks in the industry. So with that, our shares are listed on NASDAQ under the ticker SAVE. Scan that QR code, it'll open our page in the app. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you, Rasmus. I have a question for you, if that's okay. Many investors are now focusing on sustainability for the obvious reasons. So how are you navigating in terms of criteria, etc., when it comes to sustainability?
It's super important, but not just to us as a company, but to our investors and our customers. So I think we have a lot of firsts in our backpack. So we were the first to offer a filter where you can sort of filter away unwanted holdings in funds. So you can say, I don't want any fund that has gambling or nuclear power or whatever. And then we did another first, which we were the first to add the Article 8, 9 tags to the funds. And then, of course, in our own fund company, all the funds that we put together are ESG rated.
Great. Thanks for pointing that out.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.